What's going on? I turn around quickly. Like this, I shine my light on a tall person in a very tall person in a suit, but very elegant, black, with a little tie and everything, but about 20 meters away from me. You have no idea how fast I ran out of there and the next day from Ramallo, Buenos Aires province.
Okay, Victor, we're listening to your testimony.
Hello, yes, I'm going to tell everyone there, as I just mentioned in a comment, that I was a cemetery caretaker for 3 years.
Oh.
You need a caretaker and a maintenance person, but usually in a small town, they just put one person. Because it's not a very big cemetery, it's a cemetery where with just one caretaker you can clean and keep everything in order. There were two caretakers working in 2 shifts, 6 hours each. The cemetery opened at 7 in the morning and closed at 7 in the evening, 2 shifts of 6 hours each. Usually, since I was younger, I chose the day shift because in winter, early in the morning, it was still dark. And cemeteries at night have that bad reputation for apparitions. And look, I remember, and my voice is already trembling because of the things I saw. But further in, you always hear noises, things falling down. And you get used to it and start seeing it as something normal, right? But like we all say, you have to see it to believe it. And once you see something, it stays with you for life and you say, it was true. There are ghosts, they exist. Because I saw it clearly. I'll tell you how it happened. Yes.
Please.
In winter, it gets dark early, a little after 5:30, you can't see anymore. So at 5 in the afternoon, I would close the cemetery to start cleaning. First, I would make sure that no one was left inside. I would walk through all the aisles, all the rows, everything there is in a cemetery. I would check it all to make sure no one was left inside. I checked everything during daylight and no one was there. I started sweeping a bit, cleaning up, because in the morning the supervisor would always show up to make sure everything was clean. Well, it got dark already. Around 6 in the evening it was pretty dark. You could hardly see anything. I was just about to leave when I heard a sound, a loud noise. In the back there by the niches, in the area with the niches in a dark spot. Right in that area, there wasn't much light. I got really scared. I thought, damn it, someone's still in here and I didn't notice. I have no choice but to go check. I grabbed the flashlight and shined it all around where I heard the noise, but there was nothing there. What's going on? I turn around quickly like this. I shine the light and see a tall person in a suit. A very tall person in a very elegant black suit with a tie and everything, but about 20 meters from me. You have no idea how fast I ran away. And the next day I quit, and when they asked me why I quit, I could barely bring myself to say why. I quit and said, I got a better job. That night I couldn't sleep. It was really hard for me to sleep. I had to go to a psychologist. I had to go through a lot of psychoanalysis. What I saw was really hard for me. It wasn't a person. It didn't have a face. I shined the flashlight on it, but it had no face. Less than a second after I shined the light, I ran away. My heart. Now my voice is shaking because I remember and I care about myself. I go into crisis because it's something unbelievable. It's something you have to see for yourself, right? I never set foot in that cemetery again, and I never even went near it. It's something that traumatizes you for life. It's an experience I wanted to share with you all. I always watch your shows. I watch you on TV. I watch you here. I know what it's about. I watch your videos on YouTube. I love the paranormal, but when you experience it firsthand, it's overwhelming.
Can I ask you just one more thing?
Victor, with you all and with you?
Victor, whom I admire.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's a delay, so I may talk over you unintentionally. I'll let you finish now. What was that guy like? Can you describe that entity you saw in the cemetery a little more for me?
I remember it as if it were right in front of me because even though I shined the flashlight on it, I shined the flashlight on it. Less than a second, just like in passing, it's something that gets stuck in your mind so clearly. It was tall, about as tall as a door. But it didn't have a face. I couldn't see or make it out. It was wearing a suit. What I do remember is the suit with a little tie, like an older person, like a grandfather. And people like that here where I live, wearing suits. I don't see them. I didn't see them very often. You hardly ever see that in the cemetery. I didn't see his face. I couldn't see his face. He didn't have a face. It was just this completely dark thing. But what I did see was the suit. That really caught my attention, and I remember it as if it were right in front of me now. Vanessa?
Thank you, Vanessa Luna, who is watching the broadcast live. She says, Hector, ask him if after he saw it, something happened to him, if someone passed away, someone close to you.
Yes. Someone passed away. Look, my grandmother passed away a year later, and 2 years later, my aunt passed away, and they all died of cancer. So I understand what that subscriber means, that it could have been death warning me about something.
I'll stick with that as the closing thought, Victor.
It could be that it also manifests in that way.
Exactly. Sending a hug. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.